Filibustering this bill from the 8th of December last year.
I call the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr. Chairman, the first point I'd like to make is one directly to you, and just to thank you for allowing a broader debate, especially from Louise Upston and the member. I was going to say the minister in charge of the bill. I think if there was any justice in the ACT Party, he should still be a minister, but and a very good minister in the education area as well. I think certainly the best and most effective minister in the education group that has been in the time of this key-led government. I want to thank the minister for the member, the Honourable Heather Roy, for the work that she did there. I'm assuming she's still honourable. I'm never quite sure if it's been renewed. Right, I'm pleased that the Queen has seen fit to continue the member's honour, honorific at least. Mr. Chairman, I think it is important to make some general points in response to the points that she has made, and sort of make it very clear that members on this side, in wanting to have the voices of students heard, to be read into the record, and if we're not allowed to table things, I'm sure other members will be able to read into the record from the submissions, that there was a variety. There was a variety of opinion from students. It was very heavily balanced in one direction, but there were different views. And I just want to say that I'm never sure whether I agree with my old Liberal friend Pete Hodgson, who wants to be fair to young ACT or ACT on campus and groups like that. I don't have that inclination in the same way, but he is an old Liberal and believes that views on both sides should be expressed and should be heard, and that is why, in response to the invitation from Louise Upston, he chose to table a variety, and I'm somewhat saddened that one of the submissions, and I think it was, given the fact that I've disagreed with it substantially, it was a well-written submission and a well-argued submission, and the fact that Heather Roy was one of the members that blocked it being tabled again, so that the members who weren't on the select committee and are not familiar with it don't have the additional opportunity to look at it through that reminding, Mr. Chairman, is something that I think she needs to take some responsibility for. Of course, I would have been much happier if the other submissions, which from the students' associations, which my colleague Rick Barker, as well as some of the other individual ones that my colleague Pete Hodgson had sought to table, could in fact have been tabled. Ms. Chair, I notice that the fishwife from Coromandel is interjecting yet again, Mr. Chairman. But the point. There she goes. She's going again. Again and again. What, like an orange roughie on a hook. Like an orange roughie on a hook, Mr. Speaker. That one.
Point of order.
Mr. Chair, this is way off the mark in terms of Clause 9. I mean, at the start of this speech, the member did start to have a wider gambit in his speech, but now he's so far wide of the mark that it's ridiculous, and I'm asking you to call him back to order.
I'm happy to do that. I do have some important points to make and to questions to ask the Minister on Clause 9, which I'd like to do over the next 3 or 4 calls, or 3 calls. I think I'm on my first one on this particular clause. And the first one goes to... The first one goes to the actual effect of this transitional provision, and what does the term enrolment for until the expiry of his or her current term of enrolment. For example, if someone is enrolled for a PhD and takes 5 years, and that's, I'm told, not an unusual time. I think people can take up to 7 years, a lot of institutions, without getting into trouble. Does that mean that we will still have, in 5 or 7 years' time, persons who are enrolled for the PhDs, have come in under the student association schemes as it applied at the 1st of January 2012, and I think for postgraduate students, they are the ones who are most likely to have periods of enrolment which span over there. Most degrees are 3 or 4 years, and that goes on. And then the question is, what is if someone enrolls for a BA honours degree, and it is a 4-year degree? The expiry of the current term of enrolment, is that something that is 4 years? Because I wasn't at the Select Committee right at the point that they did deliberations and did these particular changes, Mr Chairman, but there are a number of points that I want to make as a result of that, Mr Chairman. Mr Chairman? Mr Chairman? Chairman?
I call the Honourable Member John Hayes.
Mr Chair,